It's time for my Premier League predictions. Just to remind you, this is an opinion and a prediction. So if I put your team lower than you think, just take a deep breath. Remember, I can't be wrong until the end of the season. But I would love to hear your prediction in the comment section down below. One more thing before we get started, if you guys play FPL, come join my fantasy league. The auto join link is in the description. Also, you can use this code that's on screen now. I want as many people in there as possible. The more people in there, the bigger the prize. In 20th, we have Sheffield United. They simply just haven't done enough in the summer. Overall, the team still looks that championship level. They haven't really got the Premier League spark in them. They're also selling some players to rivals of teams around them. It's just not looking good for them. 19th, we have our boys Luton. Listen, I love the story as much as the next guy, but it's just another championship side. I think they want to secure the bag, go back down with the money and the players, and then come back again when they're more ready. They will be hard to beat at home, I'll give them that. I reckon they have an average start to the season, and then it really starts to decline. In at 18th, we have Wolverhampton Wanderers. I have to say, it's worrying time for Wolves. Their manager is a great manager, but I think any top manager would really struggle in their situation. I honestly predict he might walk before Christmas. They've lost so many key players. They're really struggling financially as a club. I think it's time we say bye-bye to Wolves. Just avoiding relegation, at 17th, we have Bournemouth. I think they're a good team, but I'm just not certain the manager switch-up is going to work as well as they'd like. I do think they'd have more quality as a squad than Wolves, hence why they'll stay up. They're one of those teams that could equally finish 12th or 13th, or just escape relegation. It's so hard to tell. I just want to know if this new manager is good and if they can continue playing as well as they did last season. At 16th, we have Nottingham Forest. The thing with Forest is I can see more of an identity now. I can see what they're doing. Last season, it was just loads of players and I had no idea what was going on. I think they'll definitely just stay up again, which will be great for them. Gibbs White is a quality player, and I think their defence is going to be a lot more sound this season. In 15th, we have got the Toffees, Everton. Everton have scraped survival 2 seasons in a row. Will it be their third? I think they will scrape it again. I think this time will be a bit more comfortable because they have Sean Dyche in charge. He is more sensible. He knows what to do. And he can just get those couple of draws, a sneaky win here and there that the other managers couldn't do. The squad isn't looking the best, but they have got some decent players that can work well. At 14th, we have West Ham United. The weird thing with West Ham is they don't seem to be spending the 130 odd mil they've got from Rice and some Skamaka. That's worrying to me. I think they will end up spending that money right at the end of the transfer window, which will save them. Their squad is alright. I hope they can get a striker actually scoring some goals. They also do have European competition, which could be tough. This is another team that I think could either be like 12th or 17th. Either David Moyes will stay and he will do all right with this team, or he'll get sacked or leave pretty early on, and then they'll make a good charge with the new manager. And at 13th, we have got a Burnley. I'm not gonna lie, I've got faith in Company and his style. Normally teams play amazing in the championship, come up, try and do it, and then they get absolutely battered by the bigger teams. I could see this Burnley team lower down for sure, but I've just got that faith, I've got that belief in Vincent Company, and I think the new Burnley is gonna be great to the Premier League. 13th would be a fantastic finish for them. I think they have made some great signings, and they've got a good squad going. Up into 12th, we have Fulham. Fulham are another team that could genuinely finish 5 places below. The main reason I've put them 12th is because they've kept Marco Silva as a manager. That is huge. I genuinely think I could just see them cruising through the season quite unnoticed and just finish 12th. At 11th, we have the Eagles, mighty Crystal Palace. They will just have a very solid, very typical Crystal Palace season. There is zero danger of going down, in my opinion, not with Roy in charge. They may lose at least to City or Chelsea, hopefully, but I don't think that will alter it too much. They have got quality in the squad, and I think their defense is going to be pretty decent this season. Right, we're officially halfway through the table. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure you drop a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you are new to the channel. Let's continue. At 10th, we have got Brentford. I don't think the lack of Tony until Christmas will be that bad. They really are a system team, so I think they'll do well without Tony, and then when he joins, they'll do even better. I can't really see them being that low in the bottom half at all. I see them in that top half. They are so solid, and Thomas Frank is a sensational manager that can get the best out of so many players. Now, this is where we get really tricky, but at 9th, we have got Brighton. These next 4 could genuinely be in any order, but I'd put Brighton 9th. The reason they're 9th is I just don't believe they can somehow do it again whilst losing their best players. If they do, fair enough, I'm happy to hold my hands up. They play fantastic football. De Zerbi is an unbelievable manager. Genuinely, when Brighton came to Chelsea last season, I was blown away. They look so good when they play. It's tactical masterclass. The only reason I put them there is I think the other teams above them have an edge. At 8th, we have Aston Villa. These guys really are building something fantastic. They have a great manager, a great squad now, and fantastic squad depth. The signings of Torres and Diaby and more are just sensational. They've got a brilliant fan base, and that will help them get such good momentum throughout the season. I'm really thinking good things from them. Up to the Europa Conference League spot, and we're going for the Geordies, Newcastle. I think it's fair to say they overperformed last season, and with that reason I think they're going to come down a couple of places because they also have UCL, Champions League, which is really going to hit them like a ton of bricks in my opinion. Some of the players who overperformed last season will actually come down to their level. I think some of their signings like Tonali will take a couple of months or so to really adjust to playing in the Premier League. I think something like getting through the groups of the Champions League, coming 7th, and getting a League Cup run would be a fantastic season for them. At 6th, the first Europa League spot, we have Tottenham Hotspur. With Kane now likely to stay, I have put them 6th. I think they're going to get so many goals under Ange in their first season. They've got fantastic link up now with Maddison, Son, Kane, Kulusevski, all of the above. I think they're going to be flying with goals. I don't think they'll be anywhere near top 4, but I think they'll be solid at 6th. I think maybe in future seasons, if Ange goes well, their new manager, then maybe they could push top 4, but for now, it is a solid 6th. I think Spurs fans can look forward to really exciting football. Getting the second Europa League spot is going to be Liverpool FC. Not gonna lie, their starting 11 is pretty great. They'll score goals. I think Salah will bag loads. I think Diaz is going to be one of the best players this season to watch. But they are an injury or two away from crashing down. The season starts on Sunday and they don't have a DM as far as I'm aware. The thing with this Liverpool team and Jurgen Klopp is they could come second and it wouldn't surprise me, and they could come 5th or 6th and it wouldn't surprise me. You really never know. I'm fascinated to see how they play, but I just don't think they'll edge into the top 4 this season. Right, here we go. This is the hot one. Arsenal to come 4th. Let me explain myself. I think like Newcastle, they overperformed last season. I think their signings are good, but I think they're being slightly overhyped. The quality of depth they now have is fantastic, but personally, I can see a world where Arteta struggles to deal with that amount of quality players. I just think the Champions League is going to hit them hard. They haven't been in it for 7 or 8 or even longer years. It's really going to test these players, these young players. Another thing is I think that bottle mentality from last season, even though they didn't really bottle it, but that bottle mentality is going to stick with them. They could easily come second and my prediction will flop, but this is my niche prediction from next season. Arsenal 4th. At 3rd, we have my team. It's Chelsea. Let me explain. Yes, I'm a Chelsea fan, but let me cook. Number 1, no European football at all. We have 1 week to prepare for each match. 2, Poch is that guy. He is going to get the best out of these young players and playing unreal football. Number 3, this is such a young, exciting team. There are so many players that have so much to prove for themselves and they're going to be gutted from last season. And number 4, our new signings perfectly help us fit and adjust and have squad depth and really going to make us push for this top 4. Just watch. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think there's potential there. Second, we have Man United. I think Ten Hag is just great. I think the thing with them is they've signed every sort of player they needed. They've signed that midfielder. They've signed the striker. They've just done it all. I think Onana will elevate them a ridiculous amount in goal. I think it's going to be exciting football for them, and I think their depth is pretty good if they get some injuries. It is about time they justify all the crazy money they've spent throughout the years, so hopefully for them, they can come second. And number 1, no surprises, it's Manchester City. I think this year the difference is they're going to be ridiculously good defensively with the billion centre-backs they have. And then on the other end, they'll have that goal-scoring freak up front banging in 30 goals each season. I think it'll be quite a comfortable win for them because 2nd place to 9th place are all going to be fighting for their lives. I think City will just cruise it on top. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Peace.